I wish good things to you who's watching this. I am Alexey, and this is the second episode of Speedrun, a series of videos in which I go for my newly made second undercover account on Board Game Arena and try to measure a quick journey from complete beginner to master and comment on the process along the way. So in our last episode we went from 0 elo points to 100 elo points, which now unlocks the arena mode of Carcassonne play. Basically what this means is that we get paired up with a random opponent, and they're typically going to be a bit stronger opponents now, so this should make games a bit more interesting. And when my opponents, make some sort of beginner or intermediate level mistakes, I will try to comment on that a little bit more in depth. Alright, we should be paired up pretty quickly. So, I don't know who I'm playing against. It does not matter. Well, it matters only a little bit if it's somebody well known, but I see the screen name for the first time. In arena mode, you can see their elo rating, so if you want to do that, you would actually have to... well, let's see that. You would actually have to go to the profile page, and they are rated... where's their Carcassonne rating? Maybe I missed it. 134. So they would be quite close to a beginner. Now, on my first move, I have two options. One is that I can start ruining my opponent's city like this, or I can go over here, which is the better move in my opinion, especially when you're playing somebody who's lower rated than you. Because yeah, this is a legit move, but then if my opponent gets a city cap, they can close off the city pretty quickly. So yeah, they will end up closing up their city anyway, but it's not something that we should have helped. So one of the things at the start of a game, actually generally in many stages of the game, unless your opponent is about to close a very big feature, then you don't want to be overzealous with blocking. Now they commit an early farmer, and what we should do now is just take off 4 points for the city. Basically at the start of a game you want to clean up these pieces, these little pieces of cities that are lying around, because it's an easy way to get 4 points in one move, and 4 points in one move is a lot. Imagine if you were able to get 4 points in every move, and then you have either 35 or 36 moves in Carcassonne, and this gives you at least 140 points for the game, which almost never happens. So let's see if my opponent makes a mistake here. Okay, so they don't. Okay, they do. So the second farmer doesn't seem to be mandated, I think. It's better to use a city cap in the start of a game to start building a city. I mean, this field will be important, but there are so many 1, 2, 3 access points to this field. Like, you can just pick a different tile to do that. And then if my opponent drops a third meeple on the field, then we can change our strategy, and then we can actually try to win with our meeple advantage. Yeah, we can just not even bother about the field at all. So we get a monastery tile, which normally is pretty good, but now there aren't actually that many good spaces. I think I want to place it over here. Of course, you have to meeple the monasteries in this situation, because it's next to a city tile, which I can grab a little bit later. It's not ideal that I have another city open, so I would need a triple city here like this, because these cities typically, here's how you want to close them. You want to have a triangle here, triangle here, triangle here, triangle here, and a triple city here in the middle. I hope you can imagine that. If not, let me know in the comments and I'll just animate it next time I show this. Yeah, so this one Oh, they do get quite fortunate with these 4 points. Actually, yeah, we could. I mean, we could lose this game. It's not impossible. And I think we should start fighting for this field. It looks like it's worth doing. But now, once we have these 2 monasteries, we can start doing this more effectively. So check this out. We go here, we drop a farmer, we add 2 points to our adjacent monasteries, and we also create an attacking spot for this thing, for the city. But it's actually a good question, what comes first? What is the priority? Should we first attack here, or should we first grab this field over here? I think the field is a bit more important. Yeah, you want to equalize here because the city still has 2 moves before it can get closed. So I will have another chance to attack it or block it. Now here, so we should not connect to this field because there will be plenty of tiles to do that. And my opponent also made a mistake over here. So one of the basic things is you want to look at, there are some features on the board. Yeah, you take 2 points and it sort of looks satisfying, but you should evaluate for every move, how much does this help you and how much it helps the opponent. Because 2-player Carcassonne is a zero-sum game. And so he took 2 points and got 1 point for a monastery, but also he gave me 2 points for these monasteries and brought one of my monasteries closer to completion. So this move gave red +1 point only, and also helped me with my monastery situation. A much better move for red would have been to take 2 points over here, facing with a city cap leftwards, and directly continuing his city. So it's a move that's worth at least 2 points and potentially even 4 points, because this piece of city cap could have been attached to the city later. So now we're going to go here, and the idea is this, that we actually want to block this city. And the reason for that, yeah, okay. And the reason for that is, so our meeple here has 8 points, and the red has only 2 points. So then if both of these meeples get blocked, I get a 6 points advantage from this area over here. And that's what in my other videos I call a mini battle. Now here, red should have always meepled this city, because then I'm going to meeple it. This is not the best tile to do so. Ideally, I want to be placing this tile over here, but I don't want to let red meeple this city, so I'd rather just go here. Yeah, so they now continue their city. Now I probably don't even have to block this square. In fact, I can try and maybe start a new city somewhere here if I get a city cap. And the reason I wanted to do that is then I could actually finish this monastery myself and then leave this red meeple stranded forever, because it will be almost impossible to finish the city. Now here, the best move is taking this 3-point road, because I have a sufficient number of meeples, what else? Sufficient number of meeples, and I prevented now red from taking this tile and scoring 3 points for this road. Yeah, another interesting tile here. So now red connected to the field. So after that, we should be connecting to the fields as well. Actually, not the worst move. If I had more meeples, is going here and then like meepling this little piece of field, trying to connect to the field through this hole. But we don't need this kind of extravaganza. I could either finish my road, but given that there's still plenty of tiles that do that, I'd rather continue my city over here, try to finish it off with triangles. If my opponent tries to connect to my city, given the fact that there are only 2 triple tiles remaining, it would leave me a sufficient time to try blocking. Oops, I just realized that actually went over time. trying to explain all this stuff. So if my opponent, like an advanced player in this situation, would take this triangle and probably block this square over here. But this is also a perfectly legit move. Oh, so they are now going all in for the field. Okay. So we need to be getting some meeples back quite soon in order to be able to fight for that field. But first, we're going to go for petty quick points, and we're going to do something that's normally not necessarily recommended. Is we're going to grab more stuff. We're going to grab more points, and we should be able to fight for this field a little bit later. And now we're got a meeple back immediately, and then we're going to get this meeple back quite soon. We should be able to... Okay, so now this starts being problematic, right? It is quite problematic. We need to... I think I can just build this city further, but later I will need to do something about this to try and to attack it or block it. In the meantime, I'm probably going to try and finish the city and score some points. Okay, good. So if they want to continue their city, they should have placed this tile slightly forward to the right, because what I can do now, I can take 4 points and I can actually start blocking this city from multiple sides. Man, this is no joke. They could actually, I mean, they could actually just complete their city. So I'm not sure how to play this. I could go here, try to connect to it. Ideally, I think I should be blocking it. They're now throwing more meeples on the field, and they are having 4-2 majority, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be an 18-point field. And I think now you're going to see how we, instead of fighting for the field, we are going to try to win without the field, because they're now over farming. So the idea is this: we're going to try, we're not going to connect this guy into the field ourselves, and we're just going to try and keep this field small and score enough features elsewhere. But I'm also short on time, so I'm just going to move. I'm just going to make a move. Yeah, so they could now finish this monastery, I guess. If I were them, I wouldn't be like too concerned, because they do need to get meeples back. But now this city is live as well. It could still be blocked, or they can still connect to it. So if anything, it's good that this green meeple managed to freeload off this monastery quite well. Now we still have the problem of this city, so I think we need to... 1, 2, 3. Well, we need to try and block it somehow, because there are still 2 tiles that fit over here, and they could very well finish this city. Wow, I'd say that's a good move, I think. There are still 2 tiles that left over here. Ideally, now we want to block the city together with the monastery, and I think... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are still 5 triangle cities remaining. I'd rather probably do this. But yeah, it's an interesting game. They actually, like, for a rating of 100 something, they're playing pretty well. Now I could go here trying to get my meeple back and also start blocking this connection, but I'd rather first of all sort of kind of create the threat of completing the city. And even if I don't manage to do it successfully, it still adds 1 point to me. And well, this is not what red should be doing, because now they're saving this square, and I'll be quite happy to put the tile here myself and finish this city. And if anything, if I finish this city and they finish their city, I think we should still be fine. So now with our move here, we're going to try and fully block this square. We're not going to be successful, so there's a 75% chance that they are going to finish this city. And we are going to take 5 points for the roads. And then also create a threat to start blocking this little meeple here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with this straight line. I mean, it's really not ideal like this. I guess this is not the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? This is not the worst move actually, because it makes the field connection harder for them. That's very good that you don't have a meeple, so they were able to finish the city, but they were not able to close it off. Now we're going to get a meeple back, and we're going to create a threat to, if not block, then at least severely restrict. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we can actually block this field connection, which would be amazing. So this is great. These two guys are stranded here. And this would be a complete block, because have a look. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All starting tiles are already in play. So there isn't a tile that fits here anymore. Now, the only thing that we have to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still 2 row tiles that fit over here. They could connect, kind of, there's a backdoor connection through a straight road. And this tile, I'm not sure if they're going to see that. And if anything, this connection is only what, well, not many points, right? It's 32. Wait. So let me think about it. 75 times 75, it's what, 57%. And it's still a lot, actually. So there aren't any good point scoring opportunities. I'm just going to go here and try to set up the block of this square. So I'm not sure if they exactly see what I'm trying to do. They're also drawing a lot of triangles that I need over here. Now, a monastery tiles, ideally I would want to use it somewhere here. But I think they are probably strong enough to be able to... So here's the thing, actually, I don't want to block this connection here, because now they will be able to connect through here back to back. No, but this would be a mistake, this monastery move. You do not want to make this city vulnerable, right? All right, let's block this and then try to sort of curve this stuff outwards. Yeah, now they do finish their city, which is a problem for me. But I also finish my city, and I think I should meeple this this field. Yeah, now we should be good, because it creates a threat of sort of connecting through here. There's still 1 tile remaining that fits here. Also, they aren't particularly fortunate in the fact that their road meeple stayed there for so long. Even though I think they had a couple of tiles to try to untangle, but there's still a threat of this meeple being blocked completely. Oh, if anything, also I think I should be thinking about the field connection. And actually, probably I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's a 21-point field. I want to have a field majority. So they just don't know the tiles. because I think they think that this tile still exists to go through here, but it doesn't exist. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to take 4 points over here. I'm just going to block off this backdoor field connection opportunity through here in case they see that, and also take 2 points while we are at it. So now they do get their meeple back. We have a variety of things what we can do here. So this field is pretty close. Now let me think about this also. I'm at +10. They have a 9-point field with 2 meeples. I'm at +1. And then I have a 3-point meeple here. So I'm at +4. They have an 8-point monastery, but I have an 9 points, so I'm +1. So it's over here. So this is 9 points, this is 8 points. I'm at +5 and I have an extra meeple. So this means that now I shouldn't really care too much about points. I should care more about win probabilities. Now, there are a couple field connections here. So there's this one through this square over here, which looks like super juicy, and that's a 50% chance. But there's also 1, 2, 3. How many straight lines are there? I think there's still 2 straight lines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there are. Oh, wow. Still 2 straight lines. So even though this meeple gives me only like 1 point, 0 points actually, I'm setting up a connection to the field which is 75%. A 75% chance. But also, even if I don't get it, then, well, at least I make sure that my opponent is not able to use this field connection. So they now take a 5-point road, which means we're now equal in points, but I still have this 1 straight line remaining, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 1 still remaining, and then I just win automatically. Or, well, there are also other ways how I can win. Yeah, also, one of the reasons why I made this move is that so they aren't able to connect to this field themselves. Now here, because there's still plenty of curves remaining, so now comes this back-to-back field connection option. And we're going to sneak this guy into the field, and now we're at -4, because they take 4 points for the field, but now with this field we are at so we are adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 points, because I already counted the 3 points because this meeple already was in this farm, so it already had these 3 points. So we're now at +14. Oh, look at that. And we also get this, but then I'm wondering if that's actually really necessary. Yeah, good. That's a good move. So, and here I think I'm not gonna give them the meeple because there's no guarantee that I will be able to finish the city. So I would made this move only if I get the triangle first, only if I actually get to place it over here. So instead I'm just gonna take 4 points. Well, yeah, I would have been able to finish the city, but it does not matter. And so now we have 2 meeples. Then it's a pretty simple calculation. We just take whatever options give us the most points. So we're just gonna take this 4-point option. And we're going to take 4 points road on the last turn. Like, ideally, if you're high level, on your last turn, what they should know, they should, like, count up all the tiles. They should figure out that I have a curve, and they should be placing this triangle next to this straight road so that I'm not able to take this, so that I'm forced to take 3 points somewhere here instead of 4 points over here. But, I mean, this is only, like, this would be a really high-level game. So sort of for a beginner strategy, this is I think quite enough. Yeah, so that's interesting. Like overall, they had more farmers invested, but we ended up having the field and winning with the farmer. And this 0-point farmer over here, even though it didn't give us any point, it was important for insurance. It was important to set up the 75% of us getting this lucrative field connection over here. Because we need it for two reasons. One, we needed to make sure that red was not able to use this field connection opportunity. And the second is that, whatever. And the second thing over here is that we needed to have more field connection options to have some sort of insurance in case we don't get a sufficient number of curves. Like in case we get extremely unlucky on this side, then we get lucky on this side. So we had 2 straight lines and 3 curves that fit all these places, and it was, I think, almost mathematically impossible for us not to get into that field. I know obviously this field is so big that it was game designing. So 21 field points, as you can see, only 9 field points for red over here. Well, actually, red, I think for a rating of 100 something, they played really, really well. They dropped some reasonable farmers. They finished a good city, but then of course there were some other things. All right, so now at 137, and I'm gonna try and do. Oh, so here's the thing. I like accidentally starting. Oh, man. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was just new with the settings. I accidentally started a correspondence game where you have like multiple moves per day. So, and I can't get out of it because my opponent wouldn't agree. All right. Let's just start our new game. We need to double check real time, right? Real time game. No turn-based. That's not a... Okay. Actually, what are our settings? No. Okay, we're good. So at least we're not going to accidentally play a game with expansions. Although, so in case if you're new to competitive Carcassonne, like Carcassonne with expansions is not really a thing at the competitive levels. I'm not aware of any like national championship for Carcassonne with inns and cathedrals. And the reason for that is, well, there's just way too much variance in the game. So it's hard to get a competitive edge. Oh, that's great. So actually I've played with this player with my main account. They're pretty decent, and now they're probably not going to know that this is me. So there's going to be that fun aspect of that. Even though my screen name, like, it's probably quite revealing, so they will figure out that something's fishy after like 3 moves. But yeah, they get a quadruple city. There's only 1 legal move. I have only 1 reasonable response. Obviously, at the start of the game, you have to meeple stuff. Okay, so that's great. There comes their first mistake. You always meeple a monastery in this situation. And, like, believe me, 90% of the time, all this is going to get filled. And even if your monastery gets blocked, like, getting 3 points with 1 move is decent. So, I don't know what they're afraid of exactly. Now I have a couple of interesting options. We could start a big ruin over here, which actually I think is pretty good. Or we could continue our own city here. I prefer to have my own city because it has slightly better potential. I should be able to attack this city later because it has, well, there's still plenty of tiles before it can be finished. And now we need to start to road just to pick off this empty road end. Now, they start attacking my city, which is definitely fine. The problem is that it's also sort of like indirectly attacks their city a little bit. I could go here and meeple a road, but it's a bit risky, and it's actually not the best move because they can try and block my meeple here with tempo. So they're going to finish their city, and then on their next move, they're going to put something over here, like with a city piece that would prevent this square from ever getting a tile inserted into it. So I would be stranded with 3 points. So instead, a better move is just finishing a road, starting a city. And that's actually interesting what they do. I think the strongest move that they have is going somewhere here, and then they would have actually a potentially big city with which I would have to deal with, which would not be the easiest thing to deal with. They choose to take 2 points, which is also completely fine. We have a range of interesting options. I don't want to use this tile over here. I could use it over here, which is probably the best move. But I think I could also just start a third city, but then I would be having a bit too many cities, though. I don't think I will be able to finish those properly on time. Even though I do advocate for starting multiple cities at the same time, as I did. I think this move is best. It's a relatively safe space. It almost guarantees completion. And it's fine that they will try to connect, because this tile was actually really rare. And they shouldn't, it shouldn't really be happening that often. And even so, well, they will be forced to invest a good tile into this, and they will make this square vulnerable. Yeah, good. Now, I think we should start doing something about this city. Unfortunately, this tile is kind of a bit too good. But then maybe it doesn't matter. You know what? I think the best move is this, actually. And then if they try to complete this city, it's a bit of an awkward position for them. And then I will be able to either block it or attack again. Because the problem... you generally don't want to... city caps are really good tiles. You want to use them for your own stuff. And these type of cities, unless it's a big city or a medium-sized city that's imminently going to be closed, where you just have to attack with any tiles, you want to wait for a worse value tile in order to do that. So, for example, imagine had I drawn a triple city with no shield on it. That would be a perfect attacking tile. Or at least a triangle like this. Yeah, so now they're, of course, forced to save this. We always take 3 points here. This is actually a great tile for us because it also sets up a ring road over here. Well, for them. But when they finish this ring road, we'll be able to attack their city. When they finish the city, we'll be able to attack their ring road. Now, I'm a bit of having a bit of a dilemma here. So I could go here, and it does look like the only possible move because I don't want to go here and obstruct my city. There is a risk of them getting a city tile and actually attacking this spot. But I think I'm good to do something like this. Because first of all, I know one. Now I got the stuff that gets to attack the city, which is fantastic. So they should always place the monastery here and meeple it. And if in case I get a straight road, then I just block this square, and I end up having 3 points versus 1 point. So it's a nice advantage to have. Now we are going to do this. And even though it looks risky, oh, it's begging for a specific kind of tile, but actually, it's like the perfect tile to have because there are 4 of those remaining, and this translates to a 94% probability that this will get finished. So if anything is a good bet in Carcassonne, that is. So we only get unlucky once every 16 games, and we it's a chance I'll be happy to take. Now it's an amazing tile over here. I get to like really put pressure on both cities at the same time. So I think actually this was a move that's not easy to find. Like instead of connecting to the city, sort of building upwards, you do get good probabilities over there for something good to happen. But in case, you know, you didn't do that, that's completely fine. I mean, in case you don't do this stuff in your games, because it's like, it's not that easy to recognize in which situation it's appropriate. So for anyone, let's say below the rating of 300, I would not recommend a move like this. Interesting situation here. So I get a fantastic tile. I could block over here. I could block over here. I could... Actually, this is pretty decent. I could connect to the road through my own city. I mean, it's quite a greedy move, but I'd rather like it. I could always take 2 points. But given that I'm kind of reasonably ahead, I think I want to go here, drop a farmer, and yeah, and basically try to and also try to block this meeple, actually. Worst case scenario, you know, both of our meeples get blocked. Also, you need to drop a farmer if you want to start to block like this, because if my opponent gets one of the 3 suitable tiles that fits in this hole, they would drop a farmer themselves, so that's like insurance, basically. By the way, see what I told you at the start? This monastery, which red did not meeple, ended up being completed. So it's just like red saying no to 9 points over here for no reason whatsoever. Because like if you draw a monastery earlier in the game, they are very likely to be completed because there's just not much place around on the map to build. Yeah, they're now continuing this, and actually this city is becoming a threat, so we should be attacking it pretty soon. But we don't have the tile for that. So I'm going to just take 2 points calmly. They're starting a ring road, and finally we managed to complete our block, which is great. So this meeple is trapped here forever. Yeah, and it's translates to a big advantage. Oh, farmer, huh? Interesting. Well, actually, it's quite a decent move, because why exactly? Well, yeah, it's already 6 points. When I finish the city, it's going to be 9 points. But it's also making this square vulnerable, and I'm just trying to think what's the best way to punish that. Well, I just need to wait for a tile. I don't want to be connecting to a city like this because I will get my meeple stranded for no reason. Do we do something like this? No, I don't know. No. This is bad. This is okay, actually. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to start a new city. I don't need to be growing my field that much, because it will grow naturally by itself. It already has 3 points. It will have 6 points when this is completed. It will have 9 points when this city is completed, and also like this loop is completed. So it will grow a little bit later. Yeah, exactly. See, now it's just a huge. Now this could be actually a decent move. I rather like it. Then they will be either forced to go for a 50-50. Yeah, I think it's good. 1, 2, 3, and then, or I could complete the city. And if they block that, it's okay, because then we have a mini battle of, they have 4 points over here, and I will have 6 points over here. So I think this move is decent. Yeah, now probably they are either forced to go for a 50-50 here, or they might as well just like add this stuff to their city, which is also fine. They could also take 4 points over here. Yeah, they just add it to the city. I'm not going to block myself, but I think I'm going to yeah, I'm going to try and block this tile this way. So what's more important? Getting a meeple here, getting a meeple back. Yeah, I'm actually facing a difficult decision. I could also go here. Blocking this meeple does seem to be actually just the utmost priority. And if my meeple here gets blocked, well, at least it's there will still be one more tile remaining that fits here. So I think what I gotta do here is just really, really prioritize the blocking. And then if they do end up placing this straight line over here, as they should, I will still have one more tile remaining, like some equity. So the reason I want to do this blocking is like it's just so... them completing the city is pretty impactful. Because that also would give them like field points, and they would have a big meeple advantage. Yeah, we're cool. Then I think taking 4 points in my own field, which translates to 7 points, is a good idea. Yeah, I think they should have done this without a meeple, because now they're hoping for a 50-50. Well, actually, I don't think that's a mistake. It's a reasonable move. But the point, they were forced into this subpar decision. I do not understand this move. Maybe they're just frustrated, or maybe they didn't see that I had a meeple there. I don't know why they had to help me out. But if they were frustrated, well, it's their problem. We're still gonna take the win. By the way, also here, yeah, I know. I don't know how good this move is. I guess it's still an okay move, even though I could get this meeple blocked. Oh, I do have a sizable points advantage, though. Which is why I think I'm going to go here. To sort of prevent my meeple from being blocked, and just to continue the city to turn it into a ruin. Yeah. And now here, we are going to save my meeple. Well, at least to a 50%. And also do a bit extra. We're going to drop a farmer over here, so that when we finish the city, we connect to the field, or we just connect to the field anyway, because we're not guaranteed to finish the city. So it's a dual purpose move that both equalizes the field and at the same time just does this good stuff. Now, the correct move is here. And now we have again the potential to finish this city. Now the question is, do we meeple the road? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 crossroads are out, which means that we shouldn't. Even though it's like juicy 3-point road, it doesn't like contribute much in terms of win probability. But as for here, though, it's so tempting. 1, 2, 3. I could start this loop. The problem is that it's also easily blockable, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, yeah, so normally like these kind of loops are a great idea. But there isn't just a sufficient number of tiles remaining to do that. Then there's also like a super fun move. I could go here, drop a second farmer, and then try to take over this field completely. But we can do this later. We can have fun later. So instead, I'm going to just go here, prevent my opponent from potentially overtaking the city, and also eliminating a field's connection to my main field. You see this farmer over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 cities in the farm, so it's already worth 12 points. It's a pretty good field to have with one meeple. Yeah, so they do get this 4-point move, which is what they should do. But, you know, as a result, this meeple is stranded for a little bit longer, and I get 3 immediate points as compensation. Well, I do get my meeple back. But of course, ideally, ideally, it would have been fun to like have this meeple here. Okay, so we're gonna take it back. Should we take a road end? Yeah, we're having a meeple. Why not? Just to prevent my opponent from scoring too many points, basically. Yeah, they're gonna try and re-attack the field, which is fine because I have a larger field over here. They're spending meeples. Now, I could go here, try and block this opportunity, but there are still tiles remaining that fit here, and this is a mistake that intermediate level players often make. Like players rated between 300 and like 450, they would often try to instead restrict opponent's squares. So like they would just take the first tile that comes to their mind, like this one, and just slightly reduce the number of opportunities that fit here. Yes, it works temporarily, but like eventually one of the 3 remaining tiles that still exists, I think there are still 3, I'm not going to recount, yeah, there are probably 3 tiles that fit here, it will come with an 88% chance. So I'd rather wait for a city tile and then block this field connection with a 100% chance. So here's the city tile, and we know that this kind of stuff, 1, 2, 3, they're no longer there. So we're just making this move, and bam, they can't connect anymore. So you see, it was actually very important not to block. And now this little guy is stranded, but I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to take 2 curves and loop around, which is pretty clever, but we're not going to let them do that. Now, again, also good question. Should we block here? Maybe. It depends on what kind of city caps are remaining. And because I was talking a lot, I wasn't really keeping track of the tiles that much. Normally, like I try to really keep track of them a lot. And you know what? There is one starting tile still, I think. So which means that we do reduce the number of opportunities. Both of these are out. There is one vertical city splitter. I think regular caps are all out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and there's still... Yeah, so it does look like something that's worth doing, basically. Oh, well, I didn't notice one city cap, but it's fine. So, like, I just sacrificed 1 point, which I could have used, you know, for my own city over here. Not that it's going to matter that much. Well, they should be finishing their city. I don't know what's happening exactly. Yeah, they're finishing their city. There is still a starting tile that fits here, so we might like try to re-attack this field at some point. But probably the best move is just still to take the 7-point monastery, because we're just so close to the end of the game. This move, well, it doesn't really do a lot. I'm just going to... I'm not sure if there's even a city cap left at all, actually. Yeah. Is there even a city cap left at all? Yes, there is. There is one city with a turn. Okay, so it's worth doing then. That's actually something. Yeah, well, my opponent gets it, but it's okay. So now it's impossible for me to finish this city, I think, unless my opponent helps me somehow, which would be great. But yeah, they do get the meeple back. Now all I'm going to do, I'm just going to block a field connection. There's no point in us trying to connect to the field because we're actually quite ahead. Well, we're a bit ahead. Yeah, we're ahead for sure. I'm not even going to bother counting, but in addition to our points, we have our own field for 12 points now. And they have only one meeple, they can't attack both fields. We have a monastery, which equals this city. We have an additional city for ourselves. We should be at like plus 15 or something. Oh, there's also a road, so it's closer to plus 20. By the way, believe it or not, I made this move specifically because I was setting up for this tile. Because it now allows me to take 3 points for the road and 1 point for the city. Just trying to exercise some good old greed. Greed, greed, greed. Greed is good. We're just trying to have fun here. Yeah, and then just 3-point field. Oh, that's a mistake, actually. Well, they make a mistake as well. Yeah, because I should have, like, ideally calculated out the tiles, found out that they have the extender, realized that they could have taken 4 points over here, and instead of taking 3 points for the field, I should have taken 3 points for the city, just so that my opponents cannot take 4 points for the city themselves. Alrighty. I don't like waiting. Oh, so we end up winning like plus 30. Well, yeah, the last two moves did give us quite a few points. So some crucial decisions here. I think first of all, the mistake that my opponent did. Actually, let's just have a look. Okay, so they're like close to 300 rated, so that's already pretty reasonable. Also, I know it's unfortunate for them that I like... Oh, they were 300 rated before this game. And also, they just thought that they lost to some rando beginner. Yeah, so I took 15. Well, that's just collateral damage for some content. I hope they forgive me. Now, so yeah, Monastery's definitely got to meeple them at the start. Then I think they actually played reasonably well later on until after the midpoint. It felt that they gave up. They stopped trying out things, and there were a few crucial moves that we made that worked. So one is attacking the city over here, getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. Oh, 12 points, 6 times 2, 12 points with a 94% chance. Because remember, we were waiting for that tile. You just got to be patient. It usually takes a while, and statistically it takes a while for this tile to come. But 15 games out of 16, it will come eventually. Yeah, what else? I think, well, this was a timely block. We prevented them from scoring 12 points for this field. That was nice. And this was also a timely block for the city. I think it was a good prioritization on our part. Even though you really, really kind of want to use the tile that you need, Carcassonne is a zero-sum game. So if you can harm your opponent a lot, it's better than helping yourself a little bit. But then also you shouldn't get too carried away. Like, if you can harm your opponent a little bit, it's not as good as helping yourself a lot. It's just like harming your opponent and helping yourself is completely the same thing. And that's an important thing to realize. All right, so we are now close to a 200 rating threshold, which is the Board Game Arena's benchmark for a good player. Let's see. Yeah, these don't matter. It just gives you like you see this little animation designed to give you this like little extra dopamine kick. 5 games. Well, we already played 5 games in 2 videos in 24 hours. I've done like 80 games in 24 hours. That's nothing. I'm not proud of that, by the way. I'm more disciplined now. Alrighty, let's see what's happening over here. So they did not agree to. I'm just going to propose to abandoning the game on every move because I don't want to. I don't want to. Oh wait, that was me. Oh my gosh, that was like the dumbest move ever. I thought this was yellow. Anyway, this game doesn't matter. I just like. Oh, that's so dumb. Instead, what I could have just continued my road, but still, like it doesn't matter at all. I'm just like continuing to play it only so that I don't get some like penalty points that could prevent me from playing games later. Anyway, let's go back to the real-time game. Okay, we make sure that's serene in real time, and we're starting the 3rd and last game for the day. Alrighty, and we're starting 3rd and last game for the day, and we actually get a pretty strong player who's I think is like rated 500 or so, and they won't know that they're playing somebody who's like rated 700 or above. Actually, I forgot. No, maybe they're rated 300. I know that I've played with them a bunch. Yeah, you see, they know their openings. This is actually the correct response. Wait. I'm gonna go through the effort. Okay, so they are 390. So that's pretty decent, actually. So they must have been 500 at some point. Alrighty, so actually, you better take this seriously. Well, I'm the first one to get the city, so that's great. Alright, you came to play. Yeah, that's a good move. Oh, I could go here. Actually, that's pretty decent, I think. Yeah, that's a pretty decent start. But I think this is like slightly more annoying for them. Because it breaks up their ring road. And I can deal with this meeple a little bit later. Yeah, so we should get our meeple back just to slightly restrict their city. So look at that. They sort of blocking my square, but there's still 2 tiles remaining that fit here. So with this amazing tile, I'm going to both save my meeple and connect to their road. They do get one of the tiles that I need, which is a bit unfortunate. I could end up with this meeple being trapped, but sometimes that just has to happen. Farmer, interesting. I mean, yeah, these are decent moves. Well, yeah, we're gonna do what we have to do. Yeah, unfortunately, they're playing well. Like they're expanding their field. Now we get the same tile, interestingly. So we also should take 3 points, also facing that way. And at some point, well, we have 3 points to take first. Yeah, we have to do that. They're cleaning off the city cap. This is also a strong move as well, but you have to, in the opening, you have to take up points. And you see, like, we got a sizable number of quick points, so even if this meeple gets blocked, its effects have, yeah, it's probably going to get blocked. Its effect will be mitigated by, I want to go here, actually. No, I think it's fine to go here, even though the city is like not the juiciest. It's good. Because we're also like restricting the field a little bit, and now we're gonna start a new city over here and put some pressure on this square. So they will now need to draw a straight line or some sort of road tile in order to save themselves. Like this move gives a better blocking probability. But the difference is actually something like 5 or 6 percentage points. So this move is just a bit worse, like in terms of how the map develops, because now I want to do this, it restricts his fields a little bit more. Oh, look at that, and they don't get a defense. Yeah. So this is pretty good. This is really good. Now I could go here, which actually restricts the blocking square a little bit further. But I think this move is a little bit better. So they're now save their city, but albeit kind of awkwardly, I can still connect to it. They would, well, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, let's just build roads, I guess. Even though I'm expanding my opponent's field a little bit, it just doesn't matter anymore. Because the field has a sizable number of green squares. That's a good move. Placing, so it's a good idea to place your monastery next to your opponent's cities, especially if it's 2 cities, because when I continue my cities, red will get points for the monasteries, but we also get a fantastic tile, and we place here, and we get to that's just perfect. Because, well, yeah, they should meeple this field, actually. So this monastery is in all likelihood going to be completed, and also, if we get the 1 tile that we need over... Oh, wait, it's no longer existent. Yeah, never mind. I'm playing with... I'm just confused. Well, okay, if this meeple is blocked, then it's blocked. Then actually this move... Well, this move is still alright, though. I am behind, though, because I'm behind in meeples, and also Board Game Arena is massively lagging. It does this a lot, actually. And after about a minute of lagging, we're back, of course, at my expense. Not sure how I'm going to win the game exactly. Yeah, I could lose. That would suck, losing so early. The 3rd field, that's too much. Like, that has to be a mistake, right? Instead, they should just drop the divider somewhere else. Oh, look at that. I think this move is actually pretty decent, because we're setting up for another monastery. Yeah. No. I'm gonna do this first. Just to connect the roads. Yeah, and now we're in a bit of a pickle here. I guess I can indirectly continue my city. I think this is a decent move. I don't see anything else, basically. Alright, now change of plans. Now a monastery doesn't suit here. So then I think, because there's still 3 cities with a road, I think we're going to go here. And actually, believe it or not, this is not easily blockable at all. Yeah. Because check this out. Like, you have city tiles, piece of city here. So my opponent needs to get a tile with a piece of a city that they would be willing to spend on this, and then another tile to block. So it happens super rarely, and in no likelihood I'm gonna get that meeple back. I could go here, try to sort of put an attack here, but I think it's just not as lucrative, as productive. I think it's better to clean off a city cap, make sure that my opponent doesn't score... Well, okay, that doesn't score other points for this city. And now here we get this. I wonder if we should meeple this, actually. And the correct answer is no, because we will be able to do this later. And also this rune will not be that valuable, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there aren't many big city tiles that are remaining, so it's going to be like 6-7 points. There will be better ways to gain 6 or 7 points because there's still many monasteries in the game. So yeah, I think this move over here was really essential to like organically finish everything up. Again, so I think this is a misstep. Yeah, it's good. It's good a thing to continue to put a city cap in your field, but when you do that, first of all, you always need to use the field which has the least number of points. So they should be putting that in this field when you control more than one field. Well, because you are gaining points, but then you're not incentivizing your opponent too much to attack the field. Actually, general Carcassonne principle is that if you can help it, you don't want all your points to be concentrated in one place. You want them to be spread across the map, because otherwise I can just take over the feature with these points. So for example, if you have an 18-point field that you control with 3 meeples, it's just as good as having 3 6-point fields that you control with 1 meeple. But then in the latter case, I don't have a lot of incentive about taking over these fields. But then on the other hand, if you control a field with 3 meeples, like, I'm not going to overtake. Yeah, I was trying to block unsuccessfully, so they will end up completing this. But I didn't have a better use for a curve anyway. Fantastic tile for me. I'm not going to connect to the field in this case, because actually, generally, city extenders are not good tiles to drop farmers. They very often get blocked, and it just comes off very awkwardly. Maybe I'll explain it in a future video. Now here we're talking. Now this is a nice monastery. And now we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's still plenty of number of straight lines. Now we're going to drop a farmer here, and then, believe it or not, it's quite easy to connect here. And if my opponent blocks this, well, so be it, because it will take them such a long time to do so. Yeah, I see what they're trying to do. It's not gonna work. Okay. Now we should put something over here. The question is 2 moves that I'm debating. One is just going like this, which actually is quite strong, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then on the other hand, yeah, it is pretty strong, but there are also splitters. So I don't know. I think this is good, connecting as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and delay their cities a little bit more. Okay, and they do get a meeple back, but at a price. They give me a couple of points, so this ruin is pretty good. I could lose this, actually. It's still a very much losable game. Maybe this move is a bit complacent, if I'm completely honest with you. Alright, now I'm just gonna try and build up the monastery. Ah, it's fine. It's a good block. I'll just continue connecting to the field. We should be counting tiles as well. How many? Yeah, that's a good ruin. That's a good ruin. Now it's worth 6 points. They do have now their points actually spread across quite a bit. So let me see. We each have one meeple. I'm at +9. They have 2 6-point fields basically, so they're at +3. They have 6 points over here. I have 6 points over here. This cancels out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at +5. If I connect to the fields, I'm happy with that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think they have a chance at completing this, so we're good in that sense. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? Yeah, let's just take 2 points. This block does seem like something that we can do later. Or can we? I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we just need a triangle actually quite urgently. Just more 2-pointers. Wow, I mean, if they complete this city, man, then I probably lose. And there are 2 tiles still that fit here. Unbelievable. Wow. Whew. 3, yeah, 2 tiles, okay. Yeah, I think this is already... They have the one remaining straight line. And the reason I turned the curve that way, precisely because the law of the straight line doesn't work, because so many straight lines have gone out. Huh. Well, we are quite close to being screwed. What can we do? Well, not much actually. Yeah, let's just go here, I guess. Well, we do get a good tile that fits here nicely. And actually, now my city is live. Now we're talking a little bit. Now we're making conversation. So if I get one of the triangles plus the one... Oh, there are no starting tiles. Oh no, man. There are no starting tiles remaining. That was such a silly move. I could have used the splitter here. It's too late. I shouldn't be playing. And they're now preparing to block this field connection. What am I doing? But yeah, I guess we have to. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to be tilting a little bit. But yeah, I think we need to go here. And we need to finally connect this meeple at least. Okay, now count hard. Yeah, okay, now we're gonna have to do the hard work. Oh, we are at plus 13, plus 16, plus 15, plus 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 32. I guess you can't complain about plus 32, right? So what can we do? Well, we're not plus 32, but then they have two 6-point fields, and this guy, so that's 16. So that's, and then they're gonna finish the city, which is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 points plus 6. So actually we're gonna be at minus 10, which is pretty bad. So we do have, and there are still 2 of these tiles remaining. That's the problem. What else is remaining? I think there has to be a couple of curves, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 curve. Okay, so my plan is I'm going to use a field connection. So we're going to take 4 points, and we need to find a way to get 6 more points. Yeah, oh, that's unfortunate. So they are now at plus 6. And I don't think I can do much. Well, actually, I can go here. And then I have to hope for this tile. Oh, it's going to be so close. So we're now at plus 1. They're going to go here. They should go here. They're going to be at plus 3. And then I'm going to go here. It's going to be a tie. I think, if I counted correctly. I'm not sure about that. But I did make some massive missteps in this game. Yeah. So it's 4, and then have 3 more. Whew. The 2 monasteries. Somehow I've had forgotten about the monasteries. Well, let's see. Is that actually a tie? Yeah, I think let's just have some suspense. Yep. So yeah, so we did calculate the points. Well, the good news for us is that because we were lower rated now, we actually gained ELO points. Whereas like normally with my normal account, I would like drop 10 points just for that one tie. So at least we have that going for us. But, and yeah, we sort of found a way to like save the game a little bit, but we got lucky at the end. We would have won had he gotten this tile on their last move instead of their penultimate move. Yeah, that actually was really strong of them to try and finish the city. I didn't realize that there were still tiles. So if anything, I should have meepled that when I had the meeples. So that was one of my mistakes. Another one is that I didn't block the city. I wasn't realized that at some point I was like really far ahead in the game. And I had it pretty much sealed. So what I should have done, I should have taken this tile, sacrificed the 2 points here, added 2 points to my opponent, but placed it in such a way that would have made it impossible to complete this city. So even though this would have cost me 4 points, at least I would make sure that I still had the wood in hand. So this is one of the things, like, when you're ahead by a lot, you need to make moves that are, like, well, quite a bit different from what you would normally make, just to make sure that your opponent doesn't find some sort of crazy opportunity to get back in the game. It's just the city's so huge. It gave them 26 points, 20 points for the city plus once for this farmer, once for this farmer. And it's also like with one city, it's justified both of these meeples, like 2 9-point fields. That is just fantastic. Whereas 2 6-point fields is typically not that great. Well, I don't know. At least a tie, it's not like such a bad way to end the video. We hit a bit of a speed bump. We still get the 17 ELO points, which is like almost 200. But we've done 3 games for today, and we have to be disciplined, and we have to pause for the day. So I'll see you in episode 3, where we go to from roughly 200 to, I guess, 300. I hope. All right, I hope you learned something. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you soon.